Welcome back, everybody. This is the Anime Degens BS episode 30. Here with the boys again. How are y'all doing?
Just chilling, straight up chilling, bro.
I heard that.
I'm good, man. A little tired. You know, played a pretty hilly golf course today, so I'm a little tired.
Oh, he's worn out. Okay.
I did like.
I hope you played
10,000
well.
No, it was very rough. Every lie was on a hill, dude. It was not a Daniel friendly course.
Oh, okay. I've been there. Don't like those.
But it was like 10,000 steps and freaking 9 holes, dude. I was like, what the hell is this?
Damn. At least you got your steps in.
Yeah.
Where's the golf cart at, bro? I'm not going to a course like that unless there's a golf cart involved.
We made the decision we should have gotten carts probably around hole 6.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm good with walking as long as it's like not above 90 degrees. That's my cutoff. But guys, we have 2 more, like we always do, segments today for you. First is Show-ken-pon, and then we're going to get into No Man is an Island. But first, as usual, some news.
Yeah. So Naruto, the special 20th anniversary Naruto episodes that was going to be released next week, they've been delayed now. The reason is to increase the quality, and we're not really sure what that means. It's like T-minus less than 1 week before it got released. We never seen any trailers really or anything like that. It's almost like they probably didn't have it ready. So
That's what I would say if I wasn't ready. You know, I'm just working on quality right now.
Yeah.
Makes it sound good. Like it makes it sound like it's a good thing that it's late.
I mean, they did release a trailer and it got flamed pretty hard on Twitter.
Did it?
Maybe the folks over at Studio Perot saw this and were like, "Oh fuck."
Well, that was released like when they first announced it, right?
They were getting flamed pretty hard. And I mean, I don't know, with how gas Bleach the animation in Bleach has been, like for a 4-episode Naruto 20th anniversary drop, you got to bring out all the stops, man. It's
You
gotta
really got to
than
bring the
Bleach.
heat. You are right about that.
I mean, we don't even really know what it's gonna be about or like what it's gonna what the episodes are even gonna show, you know. But yeah, it's been delayed. We have no release date. So yeah, so I guess we'll let you know when we know something. We was pretty hyped about all 3 big, the big 3 coming back on the same week or whatever. And now we're not going to get that unless it comes back within the next 3-4 weeks.
Yeah,
Can't have everything you want in life.
Bleach
Very
will be done
unfortunate.
this season on September 30th is when they're doing their big 1-hour finale. So,
Okay.
if they don't get their shit together before the 30th, all the tweets I have in my drafts are just wasted.
Damn.
I put a lot of effort in this. You guys better figure it out.
Dan's out here tweeting up that fire.
I'm ready, dude. I was ready.
Not anymore.
It's all going in the trash can now.
You can still tweet them, bro. I like them.
But speaking of Naruto, a Naruto live action movie is in the works. It's being developed by Lionsgate. Tasha Huo, who wrote the Witcher script for Netflix, is writing it. So that could be pretty good. The Witcher is pretty much a banging show. So there's hope. But I'm looking at a picture right now of what the cast looks like. And Sasuke looks like a tool.
It doesn't look very good. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, Madara goes fucking hard, but like, I don't know.
Madara's
man.
whole outfit just looks sick as fuck. It's kind of hard to mess that up, to be honest with you.
But like, Naruto's frowning, and that is not Naruto. So they got to figure that out, man.
What about Zetsu, bro?
Zetsu do be going hard in the background, dude. They did a pretty good job with his flower plant looking head.
Is this the
did.
Nine Tails over here?
Oh, that better not be the Nine Tails.
I never noticed it, but is that the Nine Tails?
I don't think so. I don't
It's
think
only
so.
got 9. Only count 9 things.
It looks like a tree.
Wow. It could be. Are you telling me that they're gonna They're gonna do the whole movie like from start to finish?
We're actually just gonna get a sad recap of Naruto's childhood and skip right to Shippuden.
It's looking like war art type shit.
Yeah, because I mean, it's got Minato and like soccer nims and the uniforms or whatever. You
Mm-hmm.
look at Guy. Is this Guy or is this Rock Lee? It's wild. I don't even know. I can't even tell. If
gotta
that's
be
not
Rock Lee.
Guy Sensei, then why? Where the hell is he?
That's gotta
Why
be
is
Rock
it?
Lee in the back.
Yeah, I think so.
But the
That's wild.
Raikage is looking fucking tough.
I
He's got
wouldn't
like
fuck with him.
He's got like a championship WWE belt on, dude. In this
As he
picture.
should. Shit.
We'll put it in our Discord. That way people can see what we're actually looking at. So make sure you join our Discord. It's linktree.com/anime degens.
Well,
Nice.
you boys ready to get into it?
Let's do it. So our first segment we're doing today, we're calling it Show-ken-pon. So if you guys know, Jonkin is the Japanese version of rock, paper, scissors, everybody's favorite game as a kid. So we played a classic game of Jonkin to each recommend one show to one degen. Normally, we'll recommend a show and we'll all watch it, but we're getting down to the nitty gritty of what each person likes in this segment. So it's not a broad appeal. It's like I'm recommending a show for Tyler that I think Tyler will like. Tyler's recommending a show for Bass, and Bass is recommending a show for me. So a little different than we normally do, but I think it'll be fun to have it more specialized.
Yeah. I think this is going to be good.
Yeah, because if y'all recall the Showdown Throwdown, it's basically something that the people who's picking likes, and we're forcing the other ones to watch it, kind of like I did with Toradora. So,
Or a Snora, dude.
damn.
Different.
Damn. I thought your sensei would have taught you better, bro.
Nope. But awesome. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first, actually.
I was gonna say we played a little rock, paper, scissors. See who goes who first.
Nah, I got it. So I had to pick a show for Dan, and I actually went with Afro Samurai, the mini TV series that aired in 2007. It's only 5 episodes, so Dan should be able to knock this out pretty quick.
It's light work.
Oh, extremely light work. So good, though. Based on the manga written by Takashi Okazaki. And first thing, Samuel Jackson voices 2 separate characters. The main character, Afro, and his sidekick, Ninja. And I think we do get a motherfucker out of him. I think that's built into every contract. So Dan, that's for you, bud. That's for you.
I was gonna say there has to be one. There has to be one motherfucker. Maybe some snakes on a plane. You know, we've got requirements here.
No planes, dog. No planes.
Are there snakes?
Damn.
Oh, I don't even remember. But but yeah, it's kind of like set in, it looks like Edo, Japan, but there's a lot of sci-fi nonsense going on. It has like missiles and shit in it too. It's pretty cool. The score was actually written by RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang is for the kids. Puffy's good, but Wu-Tang's the best. And so with it only being 5 episodes, you do worry about some depth with it, right? But I think it does a good job of really making the episodes packed with some depth. There's good flashbacks. You get a good understanding about who the characters are, especially the main character, Afro. And this description is going to be as short as possible because it's really hard not to spoil with it only being a couple hours of watch time. But basically, Afro is on a journey of revenge, and he's trying to get at this guy who killed his father. We'll call him number 1. And you start the series off, and Afro's number 2, and he's the only person that can challenge number 1. Only number 2 can challenge number 1. But the funny thing is, and what makes this so fucking tricky, is number 2 can be challenged by any Joe Schmo there is. So pretty much no one's hunting his adversary, but everybody's hunting him. So it's him pretty much against the world at number one. And you go for you go through it. It's like a shonen type anime, but it has like a darker theme to it. And like the fights are really, really fucking good. I know Dan likes the boxing like I do, so he should appreciate it.
You know me so well.
Hey man, I'm doing what I can out here. This was especially hard for me though, I will say, because for some years, Dan was the only other person that was actively watching anime that I talked to. So we've watched a lot of the same shows. So I had to go deep into my bag for this bad boy. I haven't seen this in so goddamn long. I think he hasn't seen this, but everything else I was like, okay, I think he's been through it.
Yeah, and if I have seen this, it was like an episode here or there on Toonami. So like I don't remember
Yes.
it. You know,
Yeah, that's
like
originally where it aired, so that makes sense.
it was most likely me waking up at 2 a.m. with Afro Samurai on in the background on my 14-inch TV in my bedroom as a kid.
Yeah. So you haven't seen it. There you go. That's good.
Yeah, we're good to go.
It came out when you were in middle school, so
Oh,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
yeah. It's been some time. So hopefully you like it. That's all I can really tell you about it because it's 5 episodes. So I'm gonna be short and sweet here.
Nice. So I guess based on how we drew the straws, I guess I should go next.
Yes, sir.
So let me get into it. So I had to pick a show for Tyler. And our boy fucking loves isekais. You guys all know this.
I love everything though.
If he could be put in another world, he would. Maybe as a vending machine. We're not sure on that yet. But you put this man in another world, he's going to thrive. So the show I've picked for Tyler is Overlord. This was first released in 2015. There are currently 4 seasons. They're each 13 episodes. I've seen 3 of them, and I think I watched a couple episodes of season 4, but just kind of fell to the wayside due to the plethora of anime I watch. This is, like I said, released by Studio Madhouse, and Madhouse puts out good shit. Great animation studio. It's got a 7.91 on Mal, so it's pretty good, you know? I'm going to give it like a 6.2 because it's not really my bag, but I think it's Tyler's bag. I think this is right up his alley.
Hey.
So if Dan's giving it like a 6.2, it's probably going to be above a 7 for me. So
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. But just quick synopsis. The final hour of the popular virtual reality video game Yggdrasil has come. However, Momonga, a powerful wizard and master of the Dark Guild Ainz Ul Gon, decides to spend his last few moments in the game as the servers begin to shut down. To his surprise, despite the clock having struck midnight, Momonga is still fully conscious as his character, and the non-player characters, the NPCs, appear to have developed personalities of their own. Confronted with this abnormal situation, Momonga commands his loyal servants to help him investigate and take control of this new world with the hopes of figuring out what has caused this development and if there are others in the same predicament. So some things... Go for it.
So this sounds kind of like some Sword Art Online bullshit, right?
Kind of, but like Sword Art Online, it's all players.
Okay.
In the beginning, everyone you meet is an NPC. So basically, these are characters that were made by his friends.
Okay.
To be, basically to watch over Nazarick, which is like their guild hall.
Okay.
So in the beginning, I don't even remember if there's actual players they meet, but everybody's an NPC. So one thing about this is the side characters, since they're NPCs, they don't really grow and they just stay exactly how they're programmed the entire time. But like that's like a funny thing to me because that's how it should be.
They're NPCs. Yeah.
They're NPCs.
Yeah.
They should be exactly who they are.
And that's kind of like a really smart ideal from whoever wrote this stuff, because now they don't have to worry about progressing side characters as well as the main characters, because that's their cop out, you know?
It's easy, man.
Yeah.
They're NPCs, yeah.
But kind of like how you really enjoyed watching oh god, I'm spacing out now. What's your favorite isekai? The one you made us watch.
The only one I made you watch is ReZero. Yeah.
So, like, you know how you're watching the character in ReZero kind of navigate this new world and try and figure things out? It's kind of like that, but instead of just being some dude who is reborn when he dies, Momonga, or Ainz, as he gets called in the show, is stupid fucking overpowered because of how much time he played this game. Homie's level 100. He's got all the best spells. He's entirely overpowered. But at the beginning, he has no idea if any of this is actually going to work. So you see him going to fight stuff and be like, I wonder if I can use this spell. And he just entirely demolishes people.
Gross is having fun with it. I like that.
It's kind of really funny. Like the whole show it is. There's a character that you're really going to like. Her name is Albedo. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but she's your kind of girl. I know you have a type. That type might be a succubus.
Wait, you said she was my type. Does she have like pink hair or red hair?
It's purple.
That'll work.
It's right there in the spectrum.
It's like a shade of it. So
she's well endowed and incredibly horny.
Real smart.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down, but tell me now. So this is an isekai. So where's the other like 2 or 3?
Oh, there's a harem, baby. Don't even worry. All the bitches want Ainz, dude. They all want this big skeleton man.
Oh, it's the skeleton man.
Yeah,
Okay.
So his player character was like a 7-foot tall skeleton mage.
So we're playing Fortnite now.
I mean, more like a Diablo kind of vibe going on, but I'll give it to you.
Okay.
But it has a lot of the things you enjoy in shows. It's got, a dude who got sucked into another world, horny side characters, a big boob succubus. And I'm going to say it's not like the best show by any means, but it's a fun watch. And I think you'll really enjoy it.
I'm pretty sure I've been recommended to watch this like a couple times, and I just have never got around to it. So I'm kind of excited to see what's up about this. Why everyone keeps saying that I might like this. So
yeah, I mean, I just restarted watching it just because I was bored, and I threw it on dubbed, and the dub's actually not that bad.
Bass, you're gonna have to step up your game as far as watching more stuff if we're gonna keep on doing this segment.
Bro, I run a very tight ship around here. I don't have much free time on my hands.
Dan is gonna run off and leave us, bro.
Yeah, no, he really is on one.
I think you watch more anime than I do, Tyler, but you watch a lot of stuff that me and Bass would not enjoy.
But one of these days, I can't force y'all to watch it on this one, but one of these days I can force y'all to watch some of it on Showdown Throwdown. So
your day is coming. Your day is definitely coming, man.
He's just asking for us to tear apart a show again, and I'm so excited.
I mean, you won't know if you don't like it unless you try it, So
if it involves high school romance, and obviously the two main characters ending up together at the end of the show, I already know the plot. I don't have to watch it.
But you liked Insomniacs, bro. That gives me hope.
But that also wasn't annoying. That was just like cute.
It was adorable.
But there's other shows out there, that's not like Toradora. That was just, I thought y'all might dig that vibes because it was funny and I had to try to put something else in there besides romance.
Yes, that would be great.
I would have preferred a straight romance over a annoying ass tsundere character.
Holy crap! I wanted to throw that girl downstairs.
I wouldn't have never known that unless I showed it to y'all. Now I know that. So
he's learning.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You are learning.
But yeah, I'm excited to watch it. We'll see what's up. I guess that leaves me, right?
That's you, buddy.
We're coming full circle.
Yeah, so I got one for Bass. I was supposed to pick a show for Bass, and I'm gonna pick Dororo. I think that's how you say it. is Dororo.
Mhm.
I have a horrible time with R's, especially multiple R's in a row like that. So, but it's like a 8.24 on Mal, and it's a remake of a 1969 anime. It's only one season long. It was remade in 2019, 24 episodes. This is a show that's made from Mappa and Tezuka Productions, which actually did Astro Boy and the upcoming Pluto, My Home Hero, Quintessential Quintuplets.
Very nice.
So some shows that y'all know, and some shows that we're looking forward to or whatever, and Mappa, like I said. The reason why I think Bass would like this show is it is a historical samurai show with like supernatural and mythology tied into it. And we all know that Bass really likes samurai shows, boxing, and when shows have those ties with, history and stuff like that.
Yeah, show me that. Yeah, I love mythology.
And so basically the summary of this show goes, a greedy samurai lord desperate for power to save his dying land strikes a sinister deal with 12 demons, forsaking Buddha. These demons aid his realm's growth, but demand a grim cost. The cost is his firstborn son was horribly malformed, limbless, noseless, eyeless, earless, and skinless. The child was thrown in a river, left for dead, yet a compassionate medicine man sees him and rescues him and teaches him how to survive. Basically, kind of raises him to survive he is.
Wait, how do you survive with no limbs, no eyes, no nose, and no skin? Do you just like flop around like a potato?
See,
So-
what's getting me though is no skin. That just seems extra. He already has no eyes, limbs. Like why you can't even put some skin on my boy?
I gotta look at a picture of this
The
right
demons
now.
are demoning.
Well, so for each demon, they took away a different body part or part of his body. That was the price for for his dad, the samurai lord, to save his dying land and have like his land prosper.
I just googled this shit, bro. What the fuck?
So Dan asked how can he train him to survive. So this medicine man, he makes like prosthetic limbs for him.
Prosthetic everything.
Yeah, well, arms and legs, prosthetic arms and legs.
Dude, this looks like a baby titan with no eyes.
But his eyes and stuff like that, he just has to learn to live blind and and stuff like that. He has to learn how to survive without those senses, if that makes sense.
Makes sense. But sorry.
It's very interesting and unique because this all does happen to him, and yeah,
oh my god,
this all does
That's a
happen to
terrible
him.
picture.
And so basically after he gets taught how to survive somewhat, he starts on his journey to defeat the demons who used him, that took away his shit. And as each demon falls, he reclaims part of himself. If that makes sense.
That's pretty cool. That actually sounds really cool.
So years pass as he roams alone. He meets an orphan named Dororo and befriends him. And that's a very small kid that's, an orphan, very talkative and stuff like that, I guess you can say.
Mm-hmm.
And basically together they make a team, they pair up and they navigate, they go across this demon infested world, fighting for survival and just trying to keep their humanity and trying to gain his humanity back. So it's pretty interesting. It's got, like I said, a lot of ties to history and mythology. It's got like the gods and Buddha and demons, and it's a very interesting and unique plot line with a lot of boxing, a lot of sword play. So
Stimulate the mind and the eyes.
yeah,
Love
so
that.
I'm
Or lack
pretty
of eyes.
sure. Yeah, I mean, there for a time, you know. I mean, obviously he, you know, tries to get him back. So does he? Who knows? You know, there's a lot going on. So
Cool, man.
Damn. So
Excited to watch this.
here's my question for you, Tyler.
what's up?
If you drew me in this game of rock, paper, scissors, would you have recommended the same show?
No,
Okay.
no,
Because this sounds like my
Because-
bag too.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been, but I know that Bass is more into like the tie-ins and stuff like that, because this has a lot of like history and, like I said, like Greek gods and stuff like that tied in, just stuff like that. And I don't know what I would have recommended you, honestly. I would have had to think about it. As soon as we determined that I had Bass, I was like, that's a good show for Bass, like instantly. So
Yeah, you immediately said after we drew it, like, I got something for you. Perfect.
yeah.
I
He's like,
literally
damn.
said, like this whole we came with this topic, and I was like, I really hope I get Tyler because I want to make him watch Overlord because he needs to. I think I'm one of 3 people to recommend that to him. It sounds like.
But yeah, I guess that's it. I guess we'll come back next week and let y'all know the results, kind of like we do the Showdown Throwdown. So
Yes, sir. So we got Dan watching Afro Samurai. We got me watching Dororo. And then we got Tyler watching Overlord.
yeah,
Good shit, boys. Good shit.
oh yeah.
Cool. So we'll jump right into the next segment. No man is an island. So you have Oreos and milk, Mario and Luigi, Shaq and Kobe. These are some of like the great and iconic duos that kind of inspired us to do this segment of Anime Degens. So we're going to give you the rundown on some of our favorite duos of all time in anime. And there's so many that we couldn't get to them all, guys. So if you have any more duos and you want to talk about them, hit us up in the Discord and tell us why you like them. But let's jump into it. Dan, we got you first.
Let's do it. So to start, I'm gonna start with Hinata and Kageyama from Haikyuu.
Ooh, okay.
You can't think of a better duo than a spiker and a setter in a sports anime. Like, they can't exist without each other.
True.
So to start off, this is your classic story of fierce rivals become best friends, partners. It's timeless. It's such a good story. You see it everywhere. And the thing I really like about this is that the rivalry never seems to leave them. They're always pushing to make each other the best volleyball players they can be. I mean, they have a count of, they race to practice. Practice is in the morning before school. They race there every day. And they have a count. At one point, it's like, oh, you've got me 55 to 54. Homies, they're in it. This rivalry is fierce. There's scenes where they're running, like, going for a jog, and everybody else is jogging, and these two just bolt past everybody, like neck and neck. The rivalry is very fierce for these two. But the thing I love about this relationship is, like, synergy is turned up to 11 with these guys. They can't succeed without each other, and they bring the best out in each other. Like, I don't think Kageyama would be on the Karasuno volleyball team without Hinata, because Hinata helped him grow past his I'm the king, I'm the best there is attitude, and made him realize that he needs to work with the team and put the team in place to succeed. One thing I really love about these guys is that they understand each other without saying a freaking word.
Yeah.
Like, they just look at each other and they know. Like, they don't even have to look at each other. Kageyama just knows Hinata's going to be in the right spot. Hinata knows the ball is going to be right where he needs for the nastiest spike you'll ever see from somebody who's like 5'4". It's just an awesome duo. They're always challenging each other, helping each other push past their limits. It's just the entire show. The entire show, man. I love these guys.
It had been a while, so I was not expecting it.
I just love these guys. They're such a great duo, and they're really fun to watch. So if you haven't watched Haikyuu, definitely recommend.
I'm just glad that you actually enjoyed Haikyuu enough to pick Hinata and Kageyama, because if you hadn't have picked them, it would have been one of my picks, because they're just, a top tier duo, and I'm just really excited that you actually think that they're up there, with the other people on your list.
It might be a little bit of recency bias because I literally just watched this. But it's a gas duo. It's a gas partnership, man.
Yeah, also a great show. Good recommendation by Tyler there. Cool.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
So I think I am actually up next, and this is another rivals turn friend situation. I talked a little shit about Yu Yu Hakusho during our rundown this week, rundown 30. It was a little quick jab, but I had to do it.
Don't diss peak, bro.
It's a great show. The animation is just old as all. So I went with Yusuke and Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho. And I really love these two. Yusuke is a great character. They're both like two tough guys from like the street, and they're trying to like find their path in the world and their place in it. And I really love their moral compass and like how simple yet complex they are. When you think about like a tough guy or somebody that's trying to be like a manly man, they don't exactly fit that picture exactly. They of course want to be strong in a physical way. Kind of one of their rules is never backing down from a fight, which they don't do, to their own detriment at times. And but they also want to be a strong friend or a strong boyfriend, and also want to be there for the people that mean a lot to them. So it's a cool holistic view of how they view the world. And the reason I love the duo is because I don't think Yusuke in this story would be who he is without Kuwabara. And how they start off, the first time we meet Kuwabara in the story, he gets absolutely waxed after challenging Yusuke. It's so bad. He gets his ass whooped. I think he get his face scraped across the asphalt, like literally his chin. And you think he's just going to be like another bullshit side character. The dude's a big oaf. He's a dumbass. But he's actually like really, really admirable in a way. And over time, they fight and fight and fight. And they build this respect for each other because they're both so tough. Kuwabara always loses, but he always gets back up and tries to fight Yusuke again, which nobody else in the series likes to do because Yusuke is a beast. He's a dog. He's a real dog. And then you have the dynamic with the four main fighters out of this group in Yu Yu Hakusho. And Kuwabara is the weakest out of the four. I think everybody can agree on that. But he's like the rock of the team. He has a good dynamic with Kurama, Hiei, and of course Yusuke. And he's like I'd say he's like the soul of the team. You know what I'm saying? Gotta have one.
I feel like it's really unfair to say that he's the weakest because you're putting up against fucking demons.
I mean, but he is though. Second strongest human, and there's two humans on the team. It's tough. It's a tough look. But like I said, I feel like Kuwabara is comic relief done right. He has like some emotional depth. And during the tournament, the dark tournament, he actually sacrifices himself to release Yusuke's inner power. He knows exactly what his boy needs to go to the next level, and it's really just to get in his feels. So it's one of like the coolest like pre-death. The coolest like pre-death, I think, speech, I would say, is it's a little translated, but it goes, "A mulberry tree is a tree. Kuwabara is a man, and I'll prove it. We all have to die when our time comes, but if we do our duty, we don't got regrets. And now taste a piece of my sword." That shit is gas.
That goes so fucking hard.
It really does, bro. I rewinded it like 3 times the first time I watched it. It was fucking great.
Wait, Tyler, have you watched Yu Yu Hakusho yet?
No.
Get on it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make this man watch this. Yep.
Yeah.
Like the Dark Tournament is like my favorite tournament, like in anime, period. It's
I
so
mean,
fucking good, man.
you can't tell me there's a better tournament anime
There
than Yu Yu
is.
Hakusho.
No.
Like all they do is turn everything into a tournament.
Yeah, it's I've heard y'all talk about it countless times, and y'all said it's like the best tournament arc anime because all it is a tournament arc. So
The whole well, I mean, the beginning not necessarily a tournament arc, but once you get past the dark tournament, it is all tournaments, baby.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's like the OG tournament anime, and I think it does it the best. You know, everybody's imitating greatness in the situation.
I've come like this close, like to started before, and some always happens where I'm just like, okay, I'll just wait another time. I'll just wait for another time to start this. You know, I've had it on the screen before and just haven't pressed play, and then something happens. So
This is why you haven't watched it yet, because once you press play and you hear that intro, you're in. Like Yu Yu Hakusho has like the second best intro of anime of all time.
Good. It's so fucking. It's a bop.
It's only behind Evangelion with a Cruel Angel's Thesis. Like this song is a fucking bop, and it's even good dubbed. Like the anime is great dubbed, but the song dubbed is a banger.
For sure.
and
I said something incorrectly earlier, but I'm not going to correct myself since Tyler hasn't watched it.
That's why I texted you. I was like,
in there. Yeah.
I was like, I have major spoilers, but I'm gonna not say them.
Yes.
I mean, it's fine if you spoil it. You know, it is what it is. It's like a 1990 anime or something like that, right?
Well, I'm not worried about our watchers. I feel like a lot of people have watched the show, but if you haven't watched it, I don't want to. It's a small but big detail at the same time.
Massive.
So we're just gonna let you run with it.
Massive plot point.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't want to mess that up for you. But yeah, these two they play so well off each other. And I mean, Kuwabara, like I said, he's probably the weakest one out of the four. And if he can't help, he gets beat up about it. He has a code of honor. I mean, the bro said, like, you see a tree and you know it's a tree. Like, I'm a man. I'm him. I'm him. I'm not always the strongest, but I'm gonna be here. I got your back. Anywhere you need me, anytime. Like he's sturdy as fuck, is what I would say.
That like you said pre-death speech kind of reminds me of like some Irwin type shit, bro.
Yeah, bro. And he yeah. So there's just a lot of pre-death speeches in this show, and they all go so fucking hard, man.
So you mean people like actually die in this show and not just like disappear and then come back later?
People get claps.
I mean, it's the very first episode, but the main character dies.
Like 5 minutes.
But he comes back, right? Obviously, right?
In a way.
I don't. You have to watch.
Yeah, in a way, you have to watch
it. I guess? Question mark.
But yeah, Tyler, you should definitely give this a watch. Like I said, it's one of my favorite duos in anime. It's the top tournament anime, top tournament. Period. It's gas front to back. Just
it's a top 5 show for me. I've watched it like 8 times. I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's in my about 7 or 6 for me. It's really, really good.
That's one of my goals, like for like the next little bit, like maybe the next year or something like that. I've been trying to like watch older shows, like older classics. That's why I've started watching obviously Full Metal Alchemist. I'm more than halfway done with that. I've started watching Dragon Ball because those like it feels like I need to watch some of these classic shows that I've missed out on, and they're just usually longer shows. So I'm working them in there little by little because we obviously stay very busy over here at the Anime Degens headquarters. So
I don't know whose office or bedroom it's in, but yeah, we're busy.
It's in the cloud, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like you said, it's a good point to go back and watch some of the classics, man. Like a lot of manga artists, they draw from these older shows and they're inspired by them. So it's like knowing your history,
Yeah. I mean, I've watched a lot of anime or whatever, but I haven't watched these like classics like y'all have. So it kind of makes me, feel like I'm missing out a little bit, on some of these shows, especially when we talk about them quite often. So
yeah. And like I didn't watch Yu Yu Hakusho, I think, until the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. And like it, even though I said, the animation is obviously outdated. I believe this is from the mid to early 80s.
Early 90s.
Early 90s? Okay, I couldn't remember. And it still stands up as far as like the plot. The plot's so good. And the fights is like, okay, like obviously we can do better now in 2023. But the plots, like the characters are well developed. Definitely give it a shot, man.
Yeah, I mean, you like JJK, and JJK is essentially, in my mind, like the spiritual successor to Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
100%. I agree with that.
That's going to be interesting to see, because when I think of Yu Yu Hakusho, even though I haven't really seen it, I don't think of JJK at all. Like, I think like JJK, when I think of JJK, I think like Naruto type shit, basically.
I'm more saying plot lines, like you
Okay.
have people fighting demons, all that
Okay.
kind of stuff. But
I got you.
I don't know if I'd say JJK's. I mean, I guess you have a team of 3.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying like as far as like storyline goes,
Mhm.
like explicitly, but like JJK, obviously they got the 3 plus the sensei. Naruto's got the 3 plus sensei. You got one of them that has a very strong entity inside of them on both sides. Like it's pretty similar in a lot of ways. So it just
Yeah, for sure.
don't stay that way, I guess, because it's different powers and different plot lines. Different monsters and stuff. You got ninjas and the Akatsuki and tailed beast over here, and then you got devils and curses over here. You can't really say that this is this, because it's not. So
True. Before you watch this though, Tyler, be prepared to hear the word bastard about 5 times an episode.
you damn bastard.
I don't know if they say it that much in the sub, but I think like watching this, like the dub is so good, and it'll make it a little easier to watch.
The dub is really good, actually. Yeah.
Well, I say if you can watch Black Clover and Naruto, like the word bastard 5 times an episode is gonna be no problem, because Naruto you hear Hokage or whatever about 10 times an episode, and in Black Clover you hear I'm gonna be Wizard King about 20 times an episode, and you're screaming it. So
shit, man, you go back and watch old OG Naruto. How many times you hear Databayo?
Yeah, Databayo. I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about Believe It too, bro.
That's what I was about to say. I still have nightmares about that. But Tyler, what's your dynamic duo?
So my first one, I'm gonna pick I'm gonna follow y'all's the rivals and turn buddies or whatever. And I think this is like the epitome of like the rivals / buddy system with Kakashi and Guy Sensei from Naruto. They are literally eternal rivals, and they're like the bestest of buddies. They constantly try to push each other, as y'all know, to do better and push past their limits. Yes, it's wild that Dan brought that up, and I had it. I had it in my mind too. I was like, I'm gonna say this shit too. So before we even started, so
these boys were like, yeah, the weather's changing. We got to get Bass back in here.
But yeah, Kakashi and Guy Sensei, they just complement each other so well. Guy is the energetic one, always, trying to do a bunch of shit. He's very passionate about what he does, whether it's working out or training or just beating Kakashi Sensei. And Kakashi is on the opposite side of things. He's the cool, calm, and collected kind of guy. He always thinks about things before he does them. Kind of like Hanada and Kageyama does. They be racing around the village all the time, stuff too, having like their own races. And Kakashi's just like, don't really want to do them, but you kind of can't say no to Guy. So
I can agree with that. Yeah,
it's just not really possible. So, like the combat side, Guy's a master of taijutsu, as we know, and has the 8-gate technique up his sleeve. Kakashi is the copy ninja and has a Sharingan and a very high IQ, and that makes him able to be very strategic when he plays to his strengths. And depending on which Kakashi we actually talk about, he gets even stronger. You know, if you want to talk about the Mangekyo Kakashi, you know, that's wild. You know, his strength levels is up there.
True. I want to say, not. It would be hard to say no to Guy Sensei about competition because I feel like he's the guy that like, oh, I'm gonna race you to that lamppost, and like if you don't start running, like he's just gonna say I beat you anyway. I feel like he's that type of guy.
100%.
And the thing is it's never like a simple simple race or simple skill test. It's always some kind of bullshit that he comes up with, like race around the village on your hands, some type of shit. And I'm just like, I feel bad for Kakashi sometimes, but I mean, what can he do? They're eternal rivals, so
Yes, sir. He's better off for it anyway.
Maybe that's the reason why, you know, Guy Sensei and Kakashi are so strong, because they have each other to push themselves constantly. So
I think we can definitely say that's why Guy Sensei is strong. But I feel like Kakashi's just so fucking prodigy.
He, you know, that eye fell into his lap or whatever, you know, and just spiraled him all the way up.
Y'all shouldn't do Kakashi like that. I mean, he knows, you know, hard work beat talent if talent don't work hard. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, that's gonna be my first duo. It's one of my favorite duos of all time. Kakashi and Mr. Guy Sensei. So
I do have a question, since I know you have read Boruto. Does wheelchair Guy Sensei still challenge Kakashi to races?
Shit,
Because
man.
that would be hilarious.
I want to say that, like, it's been a while since I've like actually read like the front end of the manga or whatever, you know. And like Guy and Kakashi and them isn't really like huge characters in Boruto, you know. It's more
Gotcha.
about Naruto, Sasuke, Boruto, and all of them, Kawaki, and all of them, you know, their kids and stuff. So I almost want to say Guy Sensei is like not in a wheelchair no more, but I could be wrong, you know.
Just he got his legs back. He pulled to Lieutenant Dan.
I mean, like I said, it's been a while since I've read that first end of the chapter, but I could be wrong. It's, you know how my memory is, so
Well, my head canon, they're racing every day.
Yeah, they should be. I don't think Guy Sensei would make an excuse, you know.
But
as lame as I'm in a wheelchair, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, I don't feel like it matters though if he's in a wheelchair or not. I mean, he probably still does it on his hands, bro.
That's what I'm saying. He don't. Yeah,
like he just gets on his hands and races him on his hands.
Guy Sensei don't even sound
just
like
noodle legs while he's running on his hands. Oh
Hell
my god!
I mean, he's probably got the wheelchair attached, you know, still
strengthening his core.
But yeah,
cool. I think that's a great one, by the way.
Awesome.
Dan?
So I guess I'll get into my next one. So I got a classic brother duo right here. We have Edward and Alphonse from Full Metal Alchemist. I mean, if you think about it, man, like in the beginning, Edward and Alphonse only had each other. And like the amount of trauma these two suffered so early in their life is like, I can't even imagine that, dude.
Not at all.
But they were there for each other,
bro. It really is tragic.
But they were always there for each other, and that is something you look for so much in a duo. One thing I really liked about this duo as well is it's such a realistic depiction of a sibling relationship. Like the relationship isn't rock solid. They do butt heads occasionally, but they're always there for each other. I mean, you think back to when Edward pulled Alphonse out of a deep depression after Barry the Chopper fucked with his head, basically made him think he wasn't even a real person. He was just memories that Edward slapped onto a suit of armor to have a friend. Anything about Alphonse always pushing Edward past any doubt about getting their bodies back. Like, these guys are ride or die, man. And you got to be in this situation. I mean, that's probably the most fucked up situation you can think of. Their origin story is fucked.
Yeah.
And the last thing with these guys is the comedy between them is fucking flawless. I mean, Edward being the shorter, older brother and always getting shit for it. Everyone thinking Alphonse is the Full Metal Alchemist because he's in a giant suit of armor.
He is full metal.
Quite literally.
Yes.
Nothing but metal.
Yeah, all metal, no bones. But yeah, I definitely feel for Edward being the shorter, older brother. I'm 6 foot tall and I'm still the shorter, older brother. And I have a little sister. It's kind of brutal. She outgrew me when she was 10 and I was 15.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it is a little nuts, but it is a little nuts.
But yeah, they always fight over who was going to marry Winry as kids. Like, it's just a great bond, man. And I really enjoy them as a duo. I don't think the story would be the same if it wasn't told the way it was. So,
agreed, man. Agreed.
I'm glad I actually kind of know what y'all talking about right now. So that makes me feel good.
Yeah,
every
had
time,
to make you watch
I've been
this
like,
one, but it
what
worked
the
out.
hell?
I didn't go down the rabbit hole of the original Full Metal Alchemist anime about how Alphonse gets turned into a philosopher's stone and all this other crazy shit. So,
the hell is going on over there?
Don't watch it.
Yeah, we'll leave that in that other show.
Just watch Brotherhood.
I plan on it. I ain't got time to watch the fake bullshit. So
exactly, attaboy. But yeah, I'll hop right into mine then. My next one is going to be Spike and Jet from Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
I think when I was younger and I watched Cowboy Bebop, I kind of watched the show and I really liked Spike more. And I probably rewatched this at least 2 times after the initial watch when I was a kid. And as I got older, I appreciated Jet more. He's a much more mature character. I think he's a much more reasonable man, and someone you should probably you could actually strive to like be more like. I feel like, and these guys have a great relationship. I mean, the way they understand each other is kind of like brothers. They've been through a lot of the same things. They've had similar lives. They've been through a lot of heartbreak, betrayal, and have been on the front line of combat. So they really have that deep connection without actually having to say anything about it. And they do disagree a lot in the show. But like I said, they do understand each other well. But I think, and I truly believe this, that Jet is Spike's direct foil. Where Spike is somewhat frantic in how he deals with problems, and he kind of does some things on a whim. You have Jet, who has been through the same things, and he's older. He's 36, I believe, in the show, and it seems like he's found a way to relearn himself and to be himself again instead of chasing his past so much. He does in the show a little bit, but in specific situations, and he spends a lot of time trying to coach Spike on how not to go to the past. He even says to Spike at one point in the show, men only think about the past right before their death, as if they're searching for, frantically for proof that they were alive. And he said, "You told me once you died before, dog. Just forget the past." And he's really trying to urge him on to be a better person. And like I said, Jet's found healthy ways to cope. He even has like a bonsai tree that he does not like to be bothered when he's grooming it and trimming it. And he's just a well-adjusted man after going through so much. And we all have problems in our lives. No one is perfect. And to see somebody go through all that and kind of be the bigger man about the whole situation is fucking awesome. But of course, Spike is cool as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
You just point at your problems and you say bang. And one thing I really, really like about this duo, they speak to each other when they want to have like a heart to heart. They don't just talk about their problems. They talk to each other in stories. Stories that like it makes it seem like they just came up with it on the spot. At the very end, you have the tiger striped cat story, and they both know this is the last time they're going to see each other. And instead of being sad about it, Jet just laughs. He says, "That was a good story." And Spike says, "I fucking hate cats, bro," and they just laugh it off. And as his like best friends, like walking away, he only asks one question. He says, "Is it for the girl?" And Spike answers, and that's it, man. It's just a beautiful story. Everybody's trying to deal with their past, and like all the different characters doing it in a different way. But I think Spike and Jet having that older man, younger man dynamic is man cool. Mentory.
Plus, nothing would get done if it was all up to Spike. As he'd just be sitting on the couch with his feet crossed, smoking.
Oh yeah. He'd only do something when he runs out of cigarettes, I feel like.
I mean, even running out of food doesn't faze him. He's just, just lights another one. Says, "Oh well, I guess we'll find something sometime or another." But
yeah. Great story in Cowboy Bebop. I think these are two very well written. I think a lot of the characters in the show are actually really well written. But these two, they're dynamic together. A1 in my book.
Okay.
100%.
I guess I'll get into my second one, and that is from a show that we watched this year. I believe it was earlier this year when we first started our podcast, and it's Ray and Kazuki from Buddy Daddies.
Solid.
And these guys make a hell of a duo, in my opinion. At first, they was a little bit iffy, on some of the aspects, but now we're chilling. Now we're chilling big time. They figured it all out. Basically, they make a very good duo for their assassination stuff. And Ray is like the Rambo, I guess you can call him. Like he just gets shit done, and he means business. Usually, like he provides backup from range and lets Kazuki like go in hot. And usually Kazuki screws up sometime during the assassination attempt, and Ray's usually the one that comes in and just cleans it up. So
we mean everything.
He cleans, like he just doesn't stop until the job's done, and he usually has to come in and clean that shit up because Kazuki just like at some point in time the train just comes off the track, and either that's Kazuki's fault or not, but it still happens. But our boy Ray was raised as and trained as an assassin because that is his family's business. But like I said, Kazuki isn't a slouch either. He's the thinker, like the frontline guy. But like I say, he just usually lands himself in unfortunate situations that Ray has to clean up. But the other side, the other aspect of Ray and Kazuki is they actually end up making a great duo as dads, for raising Miri. At first, like I said, we was kind of worried about Ray. He was kind of like a second kid, honestly, there for a while. And, Kazuki kind of shaped him into be a dad. And Kazuki and Miri kind of shaped him into being a dad. And especially after Kazuki left, for whatever reason, I forget the reasons, and probably shouldn't say it because of spoiler reasons. But he had to turn into a dad himself and kind of raise Miri by himself for a little while. It wasn't long, but it was long enough for him to realize that what the issue was and how he should transform himself, how he could grow into a better character. So
Hey man,
Yeah, I really love the growth in that show from Ray.
yeah.
I mean, it was phenomenal. He started off as, yeah, I think that like the writers were like holding a lot back for later in the show, and they eventually let it hang all out, and it was really cool to see. Yeah, these are a great duo. They're very different personalities and how they approach situations.
dude,
Kazuki
why?
tries to have more tact when they go in for the missions, and Ray's like, "Why can't I just blow everything up, bro? Like I can do this. Like I can do it right now." And I just love that. It's so cool to watch.
Hey man, why would you want to be a dad when you can be a top 100 Mario Kart player, dude? Come on.
Yeah, okay.
He's got a point, you know. I think this was like probably one of our favorites, like first like new shows on the rundown that we've done so far. Yeah, I would
I agree with
say
that. Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
We actually
definitely.
really enjoyed this show because not because of the plot, just because of the growth that we seen. They done it so well. Um, but I felt like I had to put them on here, Ray and Kazuki, because they're just one hell of a team, one hell of a duo, and in more ways than one. Um, they definitely deserve to be up on the list of best / favorite duos in my opinion. So
Cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
So my last duo also has an assassin in it. So we're keeping the trend rolling.
okay.
So I've got Gon and Killua from Hunter x Hunter. These guys are just the perfect example of best friends, man. Like you will not see a better best friend duo in anime. Gon allowed Killua, who was raised as an assassin, to actually like live a normal life. I'm gonna say normal in quotes because most children aren't going on the kind of adventures these two go on and deal with the kind of stuff they deal with.
Everything's relative. Yeah.
But compared to being a emotionless assassin, I mean, like his brother Illumi, like he's living pretty damn normal life. But they're just traveling, going on adventures, having fun, being great friends. Like I just can't think of a better duo in that sense of best friends than these two, man. It's great to watch them push each other in their training arcs, even though they're like both full blown prodigies in Nen, which is the power system in Hunter x Hunter. Like they go from like not knowing Nen to being like god tier Nen users in like one arc.
Remember when I tried to explain Nin? Holy shit.
Yeah, it is. Just watch the show if you have any questions. I don't know how to explain it. There's 6 different versions of it, and you can have hybrids, and you got to put a leaf in a cup to figure it out. So good luck.
It's very confusing.
I'm pretty sure Bass did a pretty decent job explaining it though on one of our previous podcast
Yeah, it
episodes.
also took 45 minutes.
I got to do it in like 25.
And I think that's what, if I recall correctly, I think that my power or whatever that I picked before, I think it was it Naruto?
Chakra.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
just a
chakra.
Yeah. And I kind of set him up for it. So imagine if I hadn't have picked Chakra and I hadn't have set him up, because that shit would have probably took an hour and a half for him to explain it. But he done it pretty well, I think. So
When I saw you pick Chakra, I was like, now I can pick Nin. Like he just has to go before me. It's the same thing but different. Oh man.
But yeah, y'all go check that shit out.
That's an oldie.
Yeah,
oldie
very
but a goodie.
I don't even know where you'd find that, but well, I know where you'd find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
It's the one where we was picking our power system. So whatever that was, whatever episode
power
that is.
systems for the real world.
Yeah.
I still think that was the best one. I'm just saying.
I don't think you guys let me pick giant robots, so that was a damn shame.
I mean, yeah, that'd be a little too destructive, but
more plausible than Chakra, dude. We'll have giant robots eventually, man.
Fair enough.
But yeah, going back to Gon and Killua, they're just the most important person in each other's life, and I love that dynamic. When Gon is going to meet his father for the first time, the only thing he wants to do is introduce him to his best friend that he's met and gone on all these adventure with. And same goes for Killua when he introduces Gon to his sister. Like, it is just, these guys are fucking adorable, man, when it comes to that shit, but they're also terrifying.
Yes, terrifying little children.
I would not want to babysit these two.
They don't need babysitters. Holy shit.
They got no rules, dude.
And you can't enforce any. What you gonna do?
Get
your ass whooped.
How you gonna stop them from doing anything they wanted to? Like you gonna say, no, don't do that, Gon.
Wing does a pretty good job of it during the Tower of Heaven or whatever they call it arc with the Nen training.
Yeah, that's before they had that Nino.
And I will say that the fact that my boy Killua didn't continue Nen training while Gon was recuperating from I think he broke his arms or something like that. That's a fucking boy move right there, dude. That's your fucking boy.
Yeah, for real. And like, I would never reprimand Killua because I know what he's capable of.
I'd
You
be dead.
just, you want to have pizza at 2 a.m.? You know what? You got it, bud. Just make
You
sure to
wanna-
turn the oven off.
You want to eat a whole package of honey buns at 2 a.m.? Sure, buddy.
You got
Here's a
it.
12-pack of Cokes too, bro.
You imagine lightning speed with a 12-pack of Coke caffeine in you, dude?
I'd be under my bed, like,
I
I just want to live. I just want to live.
Oh, jeez. All right, Bat, so you got for your last duo?
All right, my last duo here is Light and L from Death Note. Grade A. I mean, this is like a galactic level intellectual battle as far as I'm concerned. It was the dynamic between these two were so good that I watched this anime, and I kid you not, 2 or 3 days. I don't think I slept the first night, but I was like, I need to get my health together. This was during the first few months of COVID. I didn't have anything to do, guys. I wasn't being a complete degenerate. But yeah, it's just 37 episodes, about 13 hours of watch time. I was going in. I think I did this in 2 days. Yeah, I mean, there was nothing to do, bro. I just had my Miller Lights and Death Note.
Oh, dude, when I first watched this show, I was watching it during an internship, and I swear to God, I had nothing else to do after it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I watched this in 4 days. Same thing.
Yeah, it's a quick watch, but it's a great one. I mean, it's also kind of like mentally taxing because you have to keep up with a lot. You have to like watch this. But I mean, you have two people that have no intellectual rivals that they've met in their entire life. Light is a more sociable person, I would say more normal person. I guess I stayed with the assassin theme we had going here. And but you have L, who's a socially awkward like genius, and it's just, I think, they had to definitely like pretend to be friends. But, you have one that's a killer and he's trying to get close to L to keep the information flowing so he knows how to trick him. And then you have L trying to stay close to Light because he knows he's Kira. It's so good. And like just one interaction between two people that can carry a show. It's only 37 episodes, but it's just so enthralling. And it's a good, I would say, entry point for I think new anime watchers, especially somebody like, your friend likes psychological thrillers or detective shows or things like that. This is a great place for them to start with the genre. And at one point,
don't it have a like real show too?
It does, but I don't watch live action.
The Simpsons did a better job recreating Death Note than the live action did. Don't worry about it.
Damn. That's a shot.
I do enjoy that you called Light an assassin when he's really more of a god.
He is assassinating people, though. God assassin? God assassin? Question mark?
They're just having heart attacks, dude. No, it's no big deal. That's not assassination. That's just inconvenient.
That is assassination if I ever heard it, dude. Best assassin in history, as far as I'm concerned. And like, it's just like the front they have to put up with each other. I mean, L even calls like Light his first friend. I mean, knowing Light is actively trying to kill him just to get a reaction. He says, "Oh, you're my first friend. I'm happy to see you." And he just like looks at him like super crazy. Like, what you gonna do now, bud? How do you feel? It's cool, but man, I think they have some mutual respect for each other. Because it's like I said, it's like a high level intellectual battle, and you have the only other person, as far as this anime is concerned, in the world that can hang with you. And I know I would feel that way if I was that good at something. And I had one rival. I'm gonna put it in football terms for you guys. It's like that Clemson Alabama rivalry we had a few years ago. I'm a Clemson graduate. I can't say I liked the Alabama fans or that team, but I definitely respected them because they were always in our way. And we always had an epic battle when we matched up. Always a good time. So I feel like it was like the same type vibe with them.
Okay.
Oh, definitely, man. So I'm just gonna go off on a tangent here. Have you guys seen the Death Note spinoff that is canon?
No.
So
What
there's
is
one
this?
where a kid, Ryuk gets bored, like he does, being a Shinigami,
Mm-hmm.
and he gives a Death Note to a kid and explains it to him. And he's like, "You can be the new Kira." And the kid's like, "I don't really want to do that. I'm gonna put this on the internet and sell it to the biggest bidder." And guess who wins the bidding on it at like $5 billion?
Who?
Donald J. Trump.
This is canon?
This is canon.
What
Why
is
would they
going
do
on,
this?
bro?
Why would they do that?
But the king of the Shinigami steps in and says, "You can't sell a Death Note," and Donnie never gets it.
Okay, that's fucking hilarious.
Are you sure this is canon,
I'm
bro?
like 99% sure this is canon. I saw something that said it was, and I'm saying it is because that
He's
is
sticking
peak.
with it.
This sounds like some fan made bullshit, bro.
Oh, 100% it does. I need some receipts for that.
I'm looking it up right now. Don't worry.
I feel like if you mention Donnie's name in a anime show or something like that, he's probably gonna sue you.
That would be
So.
realistic.
No, it is from the author, and it is a one shot.
Maybe that's a filler part, bro.
I
You
mean,
got a picture of it from the manga?
yeah, I had Donald Trump getting the Death Note, dude, but I don't think that actually happened. But it is a spinoff from the same author, from what I'm reading, and that is fucking hilarious.
Okay.
That's
Very
wild.
interesting. Very
That's
interesting.
wild. Okay,
I'll do some more research and pop it in the Discord.
Yes.
that's wild.
I want that animated. Bad.
But yeah, I like Nail. That's my final dynamic duo. They the fact that these dudes could just carry that show and it just be so good. 100%.
And then it all goes downhill after a certain thing.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I guess I'll get into my last one now since the Anabastas got their 3 out the way. There's possibly some recency bias in this one. It's gonna be Kenpachi and Yachiru, and that is from Bleach. We've been talking about them here lately. The last couple episodes of Bleach has been like featuring them heavy. But I mean, to be honest, like this is like a really good duo. When do you see Kenny and you don't see a little pink haired girl on his shoulder? Like it just don't happen. There's always a pink haired girl on his shoulder. So like name a more dynamic duo than that. You know what I mean?
I can. It might be a little recency bias, but I can think of a part of the Bleach anime where Yachiru is not to be found.
Yeah,
we watched it this week.
And and I was gonna bring that up as well because when they do happen to get separated or whatever, which isn't very often. Like I don't recall a time when they ever got really separated. She's always either been there on his shoulder or been there in the background watching him, fight or whatever. And the one time that she's nowhere to be found or whatever, he kind of goes ballistic. Like he's wondering where she's at. She's telling all these squad people, squad minions or whatever you want to call them, to go find her. Where's she at? Go find her now. All this stuff. Like he's worried to death about her, and as he should be, because that's his duo. That's his. I mean, you could even say little girl, I guess, because he basically raised her. So,
yeah.
I mean, he was. I think he was. I don't know how old he was when he found her, but he was a young man, I would say, when he found her as a little girl, and he basically raised her, taught her how to fight, and that's how she's so good with her instincts and pretty good fighting as well. But her her personality kind of evens out Kenpachi's like serious competitive nature personality, because she's got more like a playful kid personality, and it kind of evens that out. And
It is.
yeah,
It's like a spicy and sweet.
yeah,
And I love that like you have like Kenpachi the nurturer too, right? Like he basically raises his little girl, but he will absolutely go to the ends of the earth for her.
yeah.
But he's a freaking demon to anybody else, a monster, and I really love that like switch up about it too. And I pray for the Soul Ritters that no one took her prisoner, because that would be such a mistake.
And I was gonna say, I forgot to say on our last episode or whatever, maybe that's one of the reasons why he had such a hard time coming back all the way and fighting against the 4 or 5 girls. I forget how many ever they are, was because he wasn't really thinking about them. He didn't give two shits about them. He was trying to find out where Yachiru was. I
Right.
think. I forgot to mention that, but I think that's honestly what it is. He don't care about them. He's worried about why he sees her clothes laying there, why he don't know where she's at, and why she can't be found. So I think that's what he's worried about right now. And they're just like little flies, basically.
Yeah, he's just like, get away from me. Like I have things to do right now.
So, but yeah, that's my last duo. I feel like it's a really good one. Even though it might be a little bit of recency bias in there, but it's one that holds up over time. I believe it's always Kenny and Yachiru. The
Yep.
big demonic monster, and the little pink haired girl. So,
True. Imagine having to like spar with Kenny to get stronger. Fuck.
You ain't doing it.
Fuck.
You ain't doing it. So I know we all went through our 3, but I feel like we can't do this segment without naming one of the most iconic anime duos of all time: Ash Ketchum and Pikachu.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's one of the best duos of all time, man. They've been at it. Finally, they're finally done, but they were at it for what, like 25 years?
Hey, they got me into this whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like we shouldn't even have to mention that. Like it should be like an
That's a given.
unwritten rule.
They're like up here.
yeah.
Yeah.
100%, man. I feel
Y'all
like we
should
had
know.
to.
So
I feel like we couldn't do this without saying those two. And then I had a really close 4th that I almost switched 2 of these out for, and it's Yugi and the Pharaoh, man. That is also another
that's class.
timeless freaking duo right there, dude.
yeah, I mean the thing about this duo stuff, like we all got so many duos that's like very close to our hearts or whatever, like that we really really like. But I mean we can't pick them all, or we'd be sitting here all day. So we had to pick, some of our favorites. These might, I don't know for y'all, but these ain't like my favorites of all time. They're just like, if you ask me a week from now, my answer is probably gonna be different. So
Same. I can think of like 3 or 4 like right now that I would also would have said, but like I thought these were like
so many.
Some of the more interesting and what not a lot of people would have picked. Like I mean, you have like the classics, have a lot of them in the big 3 and like whatnot. Very popular anime, but I was feeling like Yu Yu Hakusho pulled that out, one of the classics, and
I mean, we had 2 shows from the same author in this segment, so let's go.
Yeah.
But awesome, guys. We really hope you enjoyed this week's Anime Degens bullshit hour and a half, maybe. Make sure you guys join the Discord so you can keep up with us. We post a lot of funny stuff in there as well as announcements. We are playing Jeopardy this Saturday evening, which will be really fun. If you'd like to get in on that, we're going to split all the listeners up into 3 teams and we're going to host. It should be really fun. I've been working on my Alex Trebek, getting the little gotta get working on. You want to beat your back?
I want to beat your back.
I'll be the person pushing the buttons then. Call me Vanna. All right, guys. We'll catch you next week for the weekly rundown and yet another episode of the Anime Degens Podcast. Thanks, guys.